What's up, guys? Team Stamp West, Discraft Underground Captain. Super excited for this one. Of course, we got Alex. Alex, how you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
Awesome. And for our interview tonight, we got Mr. Jeff Korns.
What's up, guys?
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Jeff. We're super excited to have you. We kind of want to start out with our generic, how did you happen to find disc golf and what sort of brought you into the game?
Sure. So my dad has been playing disc sports for like over 40 years now at this point.
Nice.
So I basically got into frisbee and disc sports when I was a baby. I think my parents have a picture of me coming home from the hospital holding a mini in my hand. So I've been around like the frisbee game for a really long time. I played ultimate frisbee all through high school and wanted to go to college and play. Got to college and I was like, man, I don't know if I want to really do this. And then I met some of the guys at the club sports fair at the University of Oregon, and they were like, you should come play on our disc golf team. And I'm like, well, I already do play disc golf, but I'm like, I want to play ultimate, but I don't know. And then they were like, you should just come to one of our tournaments and see what it's about. And I came to that tournament, skipped tryouts for ultimate to do it. And at that point, I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm going to be on the disc golf team. Like, this is what's up. And then got more and more involved as it went on. Went to collegiate nationals my freshman year. I met Paul Macbeth and Nate Sexton. I was
Nice.
like, these guys are super cool. Like disc golf is awesome. And I'm like, wait, you can actually make money playing disc golf too, unlike professional ultimate, where it's like really, really low key compared to disc golf. And I'm like, all right, I think I know where I want to go with things. And I kept playing disc golf throughout my time at the University of Oregon. So that's kind of how I got into the disc golf scene.
Nice. And you had mentioned you're from California. So, California kind of being an early disc golf adopter, and with your dad playing for so long, was he kind of part of the original disc golf scene a little bit?
Yeah, my dad is actually PDGA 1510, so he's been around the sport for a while.
Wow.
Earlier this year, when we were at the Wintertime Open, some of my dad's really close friends that I've known, like, I mean, they've known me really, I'd say before I knew them almost. I was so young. Like Dan Stork Roddick, PDGA number 3, the Horns, who used to run the Wintertime Open, like I think they're PDGA 67 and 68. Like a lot of OG players, and then my dad is still the president of the Silicon Valley Disc Golf Club in San Jose. So
Oh, cool.
he's like him and another guy in the area, Jim Chalice. He's another disc golf Hall of Famer. They like are responsible for getting a lot of the courses in the San Jose Bay Area. So
Nice.
I've been
Yeah, anytime you got those 4-digit PGA guys by today's standards, they're pretty much the OG players of disc golf. Nice. That's cool. So in 2014, you played your first PDGA sanctioned tournament, and like
yes.
most of us that get into the tournament scene, kind of started out with a lower 800 rating.
Yep.
We look at your rating at the end of last year, and even into this year, you were up in the 950s. So what was kind of that AM journey for you? From the mid 800s up to the mid and starting to push into the upper 900s. What were some of the skills that you improved over that time? What were some of the things that got you there?
So I think that first tournament, I think it was the West Coast Collegiate Open. That was a trip that I took with the disc golf team, skipping tryouts for Ultimate to go play in Monterey, California. So my first PDGA sanction round with a PDGA number. I'd played other events before, and I still like kind of kicked my dad of like, why didn't you get me a PDGA number when I was born? I'd have like a number in like the 11,000s or something, but I got one my freshman year of college. So, I mean, I was kind of a scrub when I came into the University of Oregon, had like a lot of ultimate form still on my disc golf game. So kind of transitioned away from that. It was, I think, like midway into my sophomore year, I was kind of like, I actually want to like get serious about this and like try to be good at tournaments. And I had a really good like group of players who were there before me, who were in like the 970s to 1,000 rated range at the U of O, that were kind of like, hey, like we'll teach you how to do everything. Like if you want to grind, like that's what we want to do. We want to try to like be as competitive as we can. So like let's get after it. So my first couple of years at the University of Oregon, just try to grind. One of the things that I was focused on the most there was upshots, upshots, upshots is what we always said at practice, because I think it's the most important shot in your game. Because if you're not getting off the tee, you need to scramble and save your par. So throwing an upshot is something that'll get you birdies on par fours. It'll save your pars on par threes. Like it's a killer like part of your game to score effectively. So that's what I always try to like focus new players. I'm like, they're like, what do I need to get good on? Do I need to get good at throwing far off the tee? I'm like, no, you need to work on scrambling and getting up and down because that's how you save strokes.
Yeah.
So that's one of my like tips is work on your up shots. It'll help
Interesting.
everything else in your game.
Every player, I think, has a different perspective, maybe on like what the most important part of the game is, whether it's putting, upshots, driving, and you can kind of break it down to those three. So it's interesting to hear upshots because that's not one that you hear from a ton of players.
No, it's definitely like I'm gonna hang out with Brody a lot. It's really a dark horse like aspect of your disc golf game you want to work on.
Yeah.
Just because like I mean it's all about scoring low. So if you're not getting off the tee clean, like upshots are gonna save your pars. And as a lower level am, it's a super good thing. Like you'll see a lot of am tournaments, like ams finish like right around par for a lot of tournaments. It feels like on tougher courses, and if you can avoid taking bogeys and the birdies come, like you're gonna play good. So I think that's a kind of a key aspect, and that was one of the things I tried to focus on at the U of O. And then once I got on the disc golf scene, I think it was the Wintertime Open 3 years ago this year. I was hanging out with Paul, and he was like, dude, you should buy my RV and you should go on tour. And I was like, okay, like I'm not a good enough player to do that. Like, but I think that'd be really fun. I love going to all the events and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, you should find a company that wants to support you and like can work with you to, be on the road, and you could be like a salesman, you could run events and stuff. And I was like, I could see myself doing that. Like, what do you think? And I was kind of a Discmania fan at the time. I was on their media team. So starting at that point, it was like, all right, like that's probably my avenue I should go with. I reached out to UC. He was like, I like it. Like, I'll give you the go ahead. Let's do it.
Nice.
So at that point, I was like, all right, well, Paul, I want to buy the RV. So that's where I'm at right now. It's what I've been traveling the past 3 years. We're going on the third year now. So
nice.
Yeah, that's how I got into that. And then another thing that really improved my game is traveling my first 2 years on tour with Eagle McMahon. Like the guy's legit. And whenever it'd be like, he would just occasionally, drop a pointer every once in a while. We'd be playing around. He'd be like, hey, like stop taking such a big step on your X, like after your X step, or, like drive your shoulder more this way when you throw, or whatever it was. And like, that's when you'll see a big jump of my improvement from like right around 900 to like 950 in a year. Cause it was just like, oh, okay. Like connecting some things together, like figuring out like some things, and then putting better. And I was like, okay, like disc golf's like makes sense now. And when you put everything together, it feels easy.
Yeah, those big guys have a way of simplifying the game to us mortals. Things that they've really cemented in and worked on, and just small little tips that they're able to see that maybe other people aren't able to see. So that's cool to hear. And obviously, Eagle McMahon's in that caliber of player to be able to do those kind of things.
Yeah, he was definitely a pretty good teacher and fun player to learn from, and always get to watch like how he approaches a course, even though it's something that I'm not going to be achieving on the course, something to look at here's what I can get to.
Yeah, nice, awesome. Well, we want to get to a giveaway. Normally we're giving away stuff, but Jeff actually has something super cool. Take it away, Jeff.
So if you didn't make it out to the memorial, I've got a brand new Test Flight Hades, Paul McBeth's newest disc in his line. So we're going to be giving away this bad boy.
Nice.
So to win this disc, go down to the comments. Tell us what Disc Golf Pro Tour event you are most excited about. And yeah, that's it, right, Wes?
Yeah, that's it. Drop a comment down below. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Be sure that you guys are subscribed, and we will go back in usually about a week after these are posted, and we'll pick a random comment. I'll pick it, or Jeff will pick it, and we'll make sure to get shipping info over to Jeff to ship that sweet Hades out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, Jeff, you mentioned a little bit about it, about you were working with Discmania, but in 2020, you make the move over to Discraft and agree to head out on tour on behalf of Discraft. What does that switch look like? How did all of that pan out? I know there were a lot of moves in the middle and end of last year, and honestly, I was telling Wes when all these moves were happening, I was like, Jeff Korns is going to do something. I don't know what it is, but I've got a feeling. So what was that? What was that switch like? What happened?
So, I mean, my position that I do is really driven off of sales. So how well I'm selling a disc and being able to move product is how successful I'm going to be. And one of the things that I was having trouble with Discmania was lining up like products to release dates to events. that I was going to be vending at. So if I can't be like pushing the newest and most exciting product whenever I can, it's really hard to generate sales.
Yeah.
So, Paul saw my frustration. Paul, like I said, Paul and I have been pretty good friends for a while now, and we hung out a lot on tour. And he was kind of like, dude, like, Discraft like makes their own discs. They don't have those hurdles that you need to jump through at Discmania. Like, why don't you just come over to Discraft? Like, they'll, if you need a disc made, they can almost have it done in like 2 weeks and have it shipped out the door to you, like, and have it within 3. And I was like, that sounds really enticing. Like, wow, like, and he's like, of course you also get to work with me. And I was like, ooh, like, we're talking even more now, so I mean, it was kind of at that point like a decision of like, man, like what do I do? Because I have nothing but good feelings for the people at Discmania. I didn't leave on any kind of bad terms with them. It was just kind of an understanding that like we weren't set up to push product the way that we wanted to, and it was never going to really work out the best way just because of them getting stuff, and then they wanted to turn it out as soon as they can rather than like waiting a couple weeks for an event, or like counting on something and then it showing up late and then me not having it. So with Discraft, they were like, yeah, like we'll get you whatever you need. We want to coordinate things to fit that because we want someone doing this in your position.
Yeah.
They had guys like Chandler and Brian and Tim were on the Discraft RV last year, but they were like, we want them to focus on playing. We don't want them to be focusing on vending at an event. Like they're not. That's what we're not sponsoring them for that.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that's kind of what I do. So if you want me to do it, like I'm all about it. And at that point, it was kind of a done deal. Bob was very insistent and had a lot of good things to offer. And so far, like I've said, I've dropped a new mold for the first time ever with the Beat the Beast Hades and then the Test Flight Hades at the Memorial. I've got a bunch of Tour Series stuff that I'm going to be dropping early at Waco as well. We got some leftovers from the Memorial. So, it's just so easy working with Discraft right now. I'm beyond happy working with them.
Yeah, no, it's wild. Because your name is kind of one of those names that everybody knows, and that's part of the reason we brought you on. And we wanted to hear from your perspective because while everybody's playing, you see Jeff Korns, you see the smiling face. So it's good to know you're happy to be with us, and we're happy to have you. So we know from our video with Chandler that we already did that you are traveling with him and Adam. Tell us a bit about the mobile store. Kind of, what are you guys doing? What are things you're hitting up? Where are you guys gonna be? What kind of things you're gonna be selling? You mentioned the tour series, and then also, are there any demos, clinics, events that are especially going to be coming out of that?
Yeah, so right now, so from the mobile store, it's just an awesome opportunity to get a bunch of limited things. Like we started off the year, we had some of these zones that had the 5-time Crystal Luna stamps that were put on them accidentally. And I went when I was in the warehouse in the off season, I saw them like, I gotta try to get one of these for the collection. Bob, what do you think? Can I get one for the collection? He's like, we were just thinking we're gonna give you the whole box of them. We can't really distribute like 40 of these zones. Like, what are we gonna do with them? So, you can sell those at your mobile store. And I was like, wait, really? Like we can do stuff like that?
Yeah.
And like, so we have crazy stuff that's like misprints, stuff that like it happens in such a small number that Discraft can't really distribute it in the mainstream way. So whether it's new molds that are coming out, whether it's missed stamps, early releases of stuff, like that's what you're going to expect to find at the mobile store. I think there's a lot of really hot items throughout the year, especially the events that are like sponsored by Discraft. Like we had a lot of big stuff at the Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm talking to Nate Heinold about stuff for Ledgestone. I don't know what we're doing for D-Glow. We might do some cool things, maybe not like vending wise, but we might do some cool events in the area for D-Glow.
Sweet.
And then Green Mountain Championships, of course. Those are the 4 big disc golf pro tours that Discraft sponsors. So we're gonna have stuff at all of those. I think I've got a new thing coming to Waco next week. If it doesn't make it to Waco, it'll be Texas State's. But I have Crystal Sparkle Stalkers coming.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's gonna be another cool thing. We're talking about doing some cool stuff at the GBO, maybe another meet and greet with Paul, Paige, and Brody.
Nice.
So like we're trying to just, if you're a Discraft fan and we're like going to be at one of the bigger tour events, whether it's an NT or a pro tour, like we want you guys to come out and meet some of your favorite Discraft players, get cool plastic, find cool things. So
nice.
I think that's kind of the, go ahead.
You mentioned the other guys were running clinics and stuff too. Are you guys going to be trying to do any clinics with you and Adam and Chandler?
Yeah, so I think we actually just kind of firming one up right now for I think about 3 weeks out in Dallas, the week between Waco and Texas States.
Nice.
So we'll be in the Dallas area, then doing one, and then also have a lot of other like off weekends. If you go find my tour schedule on my Instagram, it's got like all the tour events that we're at. If there's a weekend that we're not doing something, we want to be somewhere running an event. So if people watching or listening, like let us know also down in the comments. Tell us where you want us to come to. And if it's between one of our tour stops, like we will try to get there because we want to come out and do stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it's boring on an off weekend, so if we can come out, run an event, have fun with people, teach people how to get better at disc golf, play some random flip dubs or something, and get the guys in on the cards with random people. Like, let's have fun and go do that.
That's
nice.
Awesome. That's crazy, and it's a cultural thing. It's one of those things that I think that you are bringing to the table. Like you said, that Julio doesn't want Barham and Adam and Chandler doing all those things by themselves because they should be winning tournaments. But with you on, it brings a whole new dynamic. So it's really unique, and it's a special opportunity because you're running. I mean, you're managing this, right? You're running the logistics.
Yeah,
I'm
the tour manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's special.
Yeah, I know that. So me and Paul have also kind of talked about, we have 2 more Beat the Beast challenges coming up.
Nice.
That we're firming them up with some local clubs, but I think before, like, these are going to happen before the GBO too. So like these are coming up pretty quick. And we've got a brand new, I'm not going to say it yet, but we have an existing Macbeth mold in a brand new plastic that hasn't even been offered but in the Macbeth lineup before.
What?
So yeah, there's going to be something cool coming up real soon. So those are going to start floating around the internet, I'm sure, in about a month and a half or so.
Oh man,
yeah,
did Paul approve that?
Yeah, Paul approved it. It was actually his idea for the disc. He had
Nice.
It was like a blend tester that he got, and he's like, "This flight's really good. I want to see if we can do this." And like Bob was like, "It's kind of a specialty thing. What would we do it for?" And Paul was like, "How about Beat the Beast?" And Bob's like, "Yep, let's do it. I'm about it." So
nice.
I think we got clearance on it today to do that. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And that's one of the things that's awesome is Paul doesn't have to worry about setting up a Beat the Beast challenge. It's me contacting the local club, trying to push all the stuff, getting all the flyers ready, and then saying, "Hey, Paul, just go post this on your Instagram, promote this."
Yeah, show up.
And then just show up and play really good for me, so we can nobody can beat you.
That's great. So before we get into the next section, Wes has some rapid fires for you. So if there is a club or if there is a group that finds a weekend that you're going to be running through, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
I'm pretty good at Facebook Messenger getting back to people if you message me on there, and also on my Instagram. If you message me in my DMs there, I will get back to you. I pretty much read everything. I might always respond to things if it's like a random your disc is really cool. But if you have a question about something like, hey, what should I throw or this, or come to my local area, I'll definitely going to reach out to you and see what I can do about getting to that area. So yeah, those 2 places I'm pretty good at responding.
But awesome. Wes, let's go.
Yeah. So we got some rapid fires. These are just one word answer, more or less, but just quick thoughts. We're going to fire right through them. Just want to remind everybody, give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. Follow Jeff on his Facebook and his Instagram. We'll have at least the Instagram handle up here, or have it up here. So let's dive into these rapid fires. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. We got maybe 1 or 2 tricky ones in here, but for the most part, they're not bad.
All right.
If you had to pick one to play in, rainy day or windy day?
Rainy.
More scary, raised baskets or death putts?
Raised baskets.
I hate them. The worst city to drive in?
Oh, worst city? Los Angeles is a terrible city. Tennessee always scares me, though. I don't know why. They have a lot of potholes in their roads, and the drivers are aggressive.
Oh man, Tennessee, watch out. Your favorite place that you've traveled?
Finland.
1 disc round choice.
Buzz,
good choice. You're forced to kick one of your compadres off the RV.
Oh man,
who's it gonna be?
Oh man, that's you're gonna ask me that kind of question?
Rapid fire. Who's going?
They're both going if that's the case.
Just get rid of both of them.
It'll be a solo tour again.
Tour stop you're most excited for?
Oh, in the U.S., I would say the Beaver State Fling, just because that's my home big tournament basically. I love Milo McIver, but overall, European Open in Finland, if you ever get the chance to go there, save your money and go there because it's unlike any disc golf experience you'll ever have.
Nice. I'll see you at Beaver State Fling. I'm going to be there this year. Pumped about it.
Yeah, sweet.
One thing you miss most about being on the road?
Oh, my girlfriend back home in Oregon, definitely miss her. We have 2 cats too that we have in our house now, so missing them definitely a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. And this is a new one. We have, let's say, our best 4 players on the underground, and we got some shooters versus Brody and the Beast on, I don't know, an amateurish level course. Who wins?
Okay. Brody and the Beast versus 4 underground ballers.
Yeah.
On an Amish level course.
Yeah.
It'd be competitive if I think you could throw together a good squad of ringers that are gonna all have some kind of part that's gonna really contribute to the game of an overall team score. So yeah. I think they could actually be the real dark horses there and get freaky with it.
That's strong.
Underground dark horses.
That's strong.
I think if you go to a pro level course though, it's almost impossible to be fun like that. And then if you give them some backup, it's gonna be really tough.
That's fair. We got some ballers. I can assemble a sweet team. It'd be a fun video. We got a bunch of people in Michigan. I know Paul's gonna be overseas for the European Open, but maybe we can convince John to bring the camera out and get some underground people to face Brody and the Beast while we're here in Michigan.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to them about that. I like that. I like this concept.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Nice. Well, we want to give you a minute to thank anybody that you want to thank or say anything additional that you want to say. We want to remind people, be sure to support Jeff out on tour, visit the mobile booth, take a picture with that smiling face, and for sure come over and say hello. But the floor is yours.
First off, I gotta thank Discraft because without them, I wouldn't have an opportunity to do this. And like I said to you guys earlier, I couldn't be happier working for them right now. Getting to see Bob and Mike and all the people who work for the company this past week at the memorial, and then they both saw how happy I was with everything, and I think everyone's was really just happy with what's going on right now and everything that's happening. So first off, thank them. Like I said, my girlfriend back home and my rest of my family back in California that are supporting me and rooting me on and hoping everything always goes well for me. Thank them. And then you guys for, giving me the opportunity to come and do this. I love getting to chat on the internet. It's really fun. And, like I said, people maybe have heard of me. They've heard Ian Anderson on Central Coast. So oh, there's Jeff Korns, but they don't really know who I am. So it's fun to always get to chat with people and, talk about who I am, where I'm from, and, what I like about disc golf. So. Yeah, and then like you guys said, come out to the mobile store. If you ever see the my Discraft RV, got the big 5th wheel trailer. So if you see it, take a picture of it, post it on social media, tag me in it. And I hope to see a bunch of people that are out here watching on the road this year.
Sweet. That's so awesome. Well, thank you again, Jeff. It's been amazing to kind of learn about what your story is and what you're doing. But Wes, at the end of the day, there's only one thing left to do, and what is that?
Make that putt.
Gotta make that putt.